Hello everybody and welcome back, and today I've got another Nautical Fails episode for all of you. It's actually been a while since I made one of these, and of course I'm going to start with my own fail. Yep, so I'm at a Taiho. Enemy strike Essex manages to sneak essentially the entire strike wave around on the border, and of course I did manage to get my fighters back in time to help out. But there was a bit of a problem. Took a couple torpedo hits, only dealt with 2 dive bomber squadrons, so I was worried there might have been a third one. Held off on the repair kit for a little bit too long. But the big issue, of course, was I actually turned. And by turning, I went in the wrong direction. As you can tell, my team is 100% lemming train down the 7-8 lines, and nobody on the other line. The enemy team is hard pushing. I believe 3 Yamatos and an Iowa were hard pushing up the 3 line. So about 4 minutes into the game, I died, having done a pitiful 1,925 damage. This battle should, in theory, be over. Basically, as long as the enemy Essex does their job and just goes about and picks apart the ships on my team, destroyers or let's just say a battleship or whatever is basically by themselves, keeps all of our destroyers lit, we're pretty much going to have a bad day. My entire team is actually over here minus 1 destroyer, but the 1 destroyer all the way over on the 2 line is basically dealing with a ton of stuff, and couldn't really hold back that push. I don't really blame him. It was a Benson after all. So I'm like looking at this battle, I'm going, uh-oh, this is not good. This is looking like it's going to be a loss. And part of the reason is because the enemy team has a couple of ships, more than we had, for sure, holding, at least sort of, not going to say holding, but delaying our push on the 7-8 line. While the enemy team's Iowa and 3 Yamatos are pushing really, really hard to the B cap. Once they've gotten the B cap, the enemy battleships really only just have to keep pushing. They just get behind us, get onto the Delta cap, and this game pretty much is over. They have a pretty big advantage. Our team is doing the best they can. They're trying to push onto the C cap, but really it's not going to get them anywhere. The enemy team's Chapayev is now moving up the middle and is going to be joining all the battleships on the B cap, so at least whatever is going to be coming around there is going to be quite a sizable force as well. Enemy destroyers, the Kagero over there, the Khabarovsk are doing a pretty good job of holding us back. Now, at the time, my 2 division mates, Deus in Nabuki and Ariel, forgot actually Ariel. Oh, Ariel was in a rune. We were sort of, talking about this and going, oh God, what can we do? Because this battle is so much in the enemy team's favor. They're all like, let's push hard, right? Because that's the only thing they can do. They don't have any choices. They're looking at the map, they're seeing these battleships taking the B cap. Enemy team is going to have cap advantage. They're just going to have so many things going for them. So they're trying. They're trying to do the best they can. There is going to be a fail moment. Just hang in there. There's going to be one, and the fail moment is going to be pretty hilarious. Alright, the Khabarovsk, of course, is delaying us to the best of his ability, but it's a Khabarovsk. It can harass, but it won't be able to fully hold ground, so Khabarovsk is retreating. Enemy team did lose a Tirpitz during that sort of delaying action, let's just say, holding our team back. And then the unthinkable begins to happen. Remember, this is a tier 10 game with people who've gotten to tier 10. 1 Yamato, 2 Yamato, Iowa. Yeah, the 4 enemy battleships, the 3 tier 10s and a tier 9, for some strange reason, all decided that they were going to go through the middle. I could not for the life of me understand what the thinking was there. It would be perfectly okay for them to have just continued around to Delta, got up behind us, and our team really had to continue to play ring around the rosy with them, really. I mean, the ships really had to keep going. There's so much firepower. 3 Yamatos and an Iowa with so much firepower. They could have just kept pushing, but they decided that, hey, you know what? We're going to go down the middle. And our team had a Fubuki, 2 Shimikazes, and they just had a field day. The first torpedo wave there, those were Fubuki torpedoes. So you obviously know what's happening there. They're getting flooded. The Shimikaze releases a torpedo salvo, 15 torpedoes. This was the craziest thing I've ever seen in a high tier battle. Yamatos and Iowas, they just don't do good in very narrow straits like this, especially when they're destroyers who are ready for them. So Fubuki manages to get off torpedo salvos. The Shimikaze manages to get off torpedo salvo. Another Shimikaze on our team comes off, dumps more torpedoes into the... We have this entire team just sitting there waiting for them. Yep, Iowa manages to push the front. Gets hit by the Yamato, gets hit by just everything. The Yamatos behind them are not really doing any better. So there we go. Iowa goes down. Yamato goes down. Another Yamato is going down. The Yamato in the back is just taking additional torpedo hits. And is probably going to flood horribly, considering they flooded already. This was the most insane thing. I mean, just look at the amount of fire that's going into this area. The enemy team's Chapayev probably decided that it wasn't a good idea to follow the battleships. Does cap the Delta cap. But really, losing all 4 of your top tier battleships after you've had the massive advantage of getting the early kill on the enemy team CV is just crazy. It's just crazy. There we go. Yamato's taken another Fubuki torpedo, and yep, going down soon. Talk about snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Talk about doing just the most ridiculous thing ever. I mean, I could not believe this when I saw this. I'm like, the enemy team did this great job. I mean, this combination of their strike CV making me turn, their battleships pushing up quickly, and managing to catch me by myself. They did such a phenomenal job there, and then they go ahead and pull this. I mean, hell, I don't even have the proper words to describe this. This is unbelievable, unfathomable. I need other unwords, seriously, to describe this. Actually, you know what, if you guys come up with better words, describe this to me. Like, what was going through your mind when you saw this? Because for me, I could not. I still can't believe this. I mean, I've watched this again as I'm recording the video, and I still cannot believe that this actually happened. I mean, I died so early on, having done so little. I literally was convinced, I was absolutely convinced that this was going to be me just sitting there waiting for my division mates to come out of the battle. I was just like, alright, that's it, I'm done. I'm just going to sit here and wait for these guys to finish up, and then this happens. It's just talk about making an amazing Nautical Fails episode. Yeah, at least there was some positive that came out of it. Yeah, see, at least I even said it during chat. At least this will become a YouTube video, because this is just, wow, I could not believe this. Anyways, once the battleships are gone, this battle pretty much just resolved itself. Our team split off in different directions. Quickly, we had a destroyer and a cruiser turn back, go take the D cap again. We had a couple of ships that pushed onto the A cap, and victory was absolutely assured. Oh, this battle was just, I mean, seriously, you had such an, I could almost say, it's such an assured win, and then just absolutely threw it away without a second thought. All 4 battleships just thought, hey, the middle is really tempting. I mean, I can forgive this if this was like a tier 6 battle, but a tier 10, my goodness. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed Nautical Fails Episode 3. Take care, have a good one, and I'll talk to all of you again soon.